All right, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
What's your name?
I'm Bob Driscoll.
Very nice to meet you. Um, when were you born?
I was born in July 1961 in Massachusetts.
What's your background?
I was born in Massachusetts, then I was lived there for a while, then I moved to Missouri, then back to Massachusetts, and then I moved to Texas. And I went all through high school and my first year of college in Texas, and then I moved to Georgia. But I also spent a lot of time on the coast in Massachusetts and in Virginia.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I've got one brother, Stephen, who's a retired firefighter and now lives in Montgomery, Alabama, and runs a horse farm down there. Then I have another sister. I have a sister who lives in Georgia, near Sharpsburg, Georgia, and she runs a school down in South Atlanta called the Ron Clark Academy. She's a co-founder of that school. So yeah, I have two siblings.
Do you have any hobbies?
I have several hobbies. I shoot sporting clays in competitions. I deer hunt. I fish. I pretty much like all sports. I try to go to the gym and work out, so that's a hobby as well. But my real passions are fishing and shooting. And those are the two I really try to spend the most time doing when I have an opportunity.
Can you tell me about the earliest memories of you fishing?
Uh, I started fishing when I was a young boy, probably 3 or 4 years old. How I got started fishing, my grandmother, who lived in Virginia and lived close to the coast, loved to fish. And she took me fishing for the very first time when I was at that early age, and it kind of stuck with me. And then as time went on, I did a lot of fishing then. And then when I moved to Texas, I started fishing offshore as well, and I worked on boats. I worked on a shrimp boat for a while, and then I worked on a head boat where I would go out with a big group of people and I would help them fish, and that's where I learned a lot about offshore fishing, and I fell in love with offshore fishing. I still like to fish in lakes and ponds and rivers and so forth, but my real passion is for offshore fishing.
Yeah, fine.
All right, we got Bob Driscoll on the rod here. He's fighting this fish for about 12 minutes now.
Yeah, you can see the boat.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, it's just the waves making it look like this too. Reflection.
Wow.
You must have him. Oh, there you go. Good release. I'm broke.
And that's what I really try to concentrate on.
What's your biggest and coolest fish, or your favorite place you went to go catch your fish?
Well, I've had an opportunity to fish pretty much all over the place. I've fished down in the Dominican Republic. I've fished in Mexico. Cabo is the most recent. I've gotten to fish all up and down the East Coast, all the way from Connecticut down to Florida. And I fish a lot in the Gulf of Mexico. I have a boat I keep in Orange Beach, Alabama. So I do a lot of fishing out of there, but probably my favorite place to fish is Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, because the fishing there is excellent. There's a great opportunity to catch a lot of different bigger species of fish like marlin and tuna and so forth. As a matter of fact, last July I was there fishing, and that was probably one of my favorite fish to catch. I caught a striped marlin last summer on my birthday, as a matter of fact, so it was quite a birthday present.
How was fishing in the Gulf?
The Gulf of Mexico offers all kinds of fishing. It just depends on what you want to try to concentrate. With the seasons that we have in the Gulf, there are different types of fish in different seasons. For instance, in the spring we usually target triggerfish and we target vermilion snapper, which are both very good eating fish. Then a little later in the spring, we have the cobia run, and we try to target those fish as well. And they're very good eating as well. When the water warms up a little bit or later, like early summer, you can go offshore and you control for mahi-mahi.
Hey, well, right here in Cabo, nice mahi-mahi. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right here. There you go.
In wahoo, and if you want to go far enough, you can get an opportunity at a marlin. It's not quite as easy to catch marlin in the Gulf as it is off the coast in the Pacific, but you can still catch them here. And then, you know, you've also got all kinds of bottom fish species that we go for and we fish for in the summer here in the Gulf. If you like, you can go out even further from shore, and there's a good opportunity to catch yellowfin tuna, and we generally catch those around the oil rigs that are about 100 miles offshore from Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. And those are caught a lot of times during the day, or sometimes we do what we call chunking for fish at night to catch the tuna. So there's a variety of fish here in the Gulf, just like anywhere else. There's probably more species of fish in the Gulf to catch than just about any place else in the world. So it's a great place and a great fishing grounds.
Are you the captain of your vessel now?
Yeah, I have my captain's license. I got it a while ago, a few years ago. And so I captain a boat. I have a center console fishing boat that I fish with. And I take that offshore. I sometimes charter fish. Sometimes I just take out friends. Just depends on the situation. And but I really love taking people out and teaching them how to fish and helping them try to catch a big fish so they can put it on their Facebook. Because everybody wants a big picture to put on their Facebook when they're fishing. So I think it's kind of cool when they do that. I also have a Facebook page if you want to check it out. It's Conflict Fishing. It's on Facebook, so you can see some pictures of the fish I've caught over the last couple of years or whatever. But you know, I really enjoy fishing. So I enjoy taking people and enjoy to go out as well.
Now that we're about to wrap the interview up, what's one fish that you would still love to catch?
Okay, well, there's one fish that's my unicorn, and that's the blue marlin. I've caught a white marlin, I've caught a striped marlin, but I've always wanted to catch a blue marlin. As a matter of fact, several years ago, I was fishing in Mexico, had a blue marlin, actually came up, took the bait, and then he hit the bait and knocked it out of the water 20 feet in the air. And he was a humongous marlin. And since that time, I've been chasing those guys all over the place trying to catch them. And last year, when I was in Mexico, we actually hooked a marlin, but we lost him shortly after we had him on the line. So we didn't get a chance to fight that one as well either. That fish is one of the ones I really want to catch. And the other one's a bluefin tuna. And you catch those generally up in the northeast coast during the late summer and early fall. And I like to go up there and try to catch one of those one day. But those are my two fish that they're on my bucket list to catch, is the blue marlin and the bluefin tuna.
Well, thank you for doing this interview.
You're quite welcome.